I'm just, love, I tell you, love is that confidence. Love is what you give your children. Love is what you give. Let me tell you another thing about the Matrix. Going back to the Matrix, is that I was always confused about it. I always thought that, the Matrix was battling the enemy out there, picking them out. I'm gonna find those enemies, I'm gonna get that enemy, until I realized that until you conquer the enemy in yourself, you can't deal with anyone. In order to be used by God, you have to really be used. We always want to be used for the glorious jobs. Let God put me on the stage in front of the people in the Grammy show with a nice dress on. Let me just praise your name. But that's not being used. Sometimes in order to be used, you also have to be humiliated. You have to be humiliated sometimes. You have to be kicked and beaten. And in that situation, the person who's kicking and beating, he's feeling more pain than you are. Love is an incredible thing, and we don't know love like we should. We always talk about, I have unconditional love. Unconditional love is, we don't even know it, because if a person stops stimulating us, we stop loving them. You're not interesting to talk to anymore. Goodbye. But that real love, that love that sometimes is difficult, difficult to have, that's that love. And that's a confidence builder. Thank you. That was very long. For one little question. Okay. Yes.
You've melded a lot of things in your music, like hip hop and reggae and R&B, and you put different influences together in ways that are really interesting and new.
Thank
and
you.
it's hard to be new when so much has been said and done in art. And I wanted to know, is that where you think that music and art too? Is that where you think they're going?
I hope so. I hope so. As far as I hope so. I hope so. I'm encouraged. I'm very encouraged. I mean, I'll be very honest with you. As a musician today, I'm not in the studio right now, and everybody in my world thinks I'm crazy. What's going on? You need another album out. The time is running out. You have a certain window to make music. And for a little while, I listened to that. And I was like in the studio working real hard, trying to get it done. And music was created. Definitely music that I think people will appreciate, but it wasn't my best. And it wasn't my best because there was no substance. And there was no substance because there was no experience. I'd gone from the studio to the stage, back into the studio again. And the only reason why The Miseducation was the album it was because of a myriad of experiences that took place before the production part, before the creation. So what I realized is, you know what, I can't create and not live. I can't be in this vacuum of, of creativity without life. So, in hip hop, we're all trying to get to this next level without, as my brethren says, without the next level finding us. It's like life is peaks and valleys. And some people think some people explain that as good times, bad times, but I actually think it's learning or let's say, learning mastership, okay? Or study mastership. Now, I went from the top of one mountain. I'd mastered something. I'd mastered something and people appreciated it. But, once you're on the top of that mountain, you have to go this way. But in hip hop, everybody's like, I'm not moving. I'm the master. I'm great. I'm dope. I'm hot. I'm here. I've arrived. I'm not going anywhere. And that's what you stay stuck on top of one hill, one mountain, when, God's intention is that we study and master a bunch of different things. And so here I am, descending this hill, and everybody's like, where you going? We're supposed to be on the top of the hill. But it's exciting time. It's definitely exciting time for me because I'm at the foot of another hill. This hill, is different. It's totally different. You have to navigate it different. But I get to learn. And then once you learn and you go through that, you on the top of another one. So I would just encourage everybody, never be afraid of not knowing. Never be afraid of not knowing. Find out. Because that's how you get, to mastership. And don't be afraid of that. We don't have anything what's the word I'm looking for? Let's not be mediocre in our greatness. You know what I mean? Like, think big. Think big. And think in doses, think in experiences, and don't be afraid of experiences that teach you. Don't be afraid of that. We don't always have to be so, our generation is just so, we're just cool all the time. It's like I'm always cool. I'm a baller. I have all the women. I know everything. And that's not realistic. No one knows everything at every time. No one is just that cool all the time. I mean, maybe some of you in the audience are, but nobody is, So don't be afraid to be that, because when you are uncool, that's the road to cool. But when you're cool already, that's the road to not being cool anymore. So, don't be afraid of that. Did I hopefully gave you some insight as to music? I'm sorry, guys, I'm not a very good speaker. Was that it? Oh. Can I just say one thing? I just want to say thank you for having me. Okay, thank you. I was blessed to be in this room with you guys. I'm excited. I'm excited for you. I really am. Just stay encouraged, and just know that there's a higher force that he knows the way out of the matrix. Okay? Thank you, everyone.